So like I said before, while in Lagos, Blessing started nursery school again, and Uche. In fact, before we left Jos, Uche, my first daughter, got admission in Naraguta Nursery School, grammar school. So I was in a boarding school. So from Lagos, I took her from Lagos to Jos. So after some time, we transferred her to the secondary school in Lagos. It was because it wasn't easy. In fact, when I dropped her, when I was coming in the train, I was crying. And somebody asked me whether I lost somebody. I said, no, I dropped my daughter in the school and I'm going alone, you know, that kind of thing. So then later on, she was made a transfer for her to be at Lagos at the same time with us. And my daughter, Blessing, was in the nursery school. The bus come pick her and bring her back. And Noble 2 was in secondary school. The good side of it is that, you know, when somebody is working depending on God, because those days, like I said, it was rough, but God was there for me. Like I said, my husband came finish his service at Jos, and then they started the work at Lagos. And how much were they paying him? And like I said, he was giving me 400 naira. I was my 3 children, himself and myself, that's 5, plus brothers and brother-in-laws and brother and my own brothers. You know, that sort of they were there with me because most they help individuals too and they go to school. So, but he was giving 400. That 400, but I spent up to 3,000 in a month for feeding. You know, you can imagine almost 7-9 people. Okay. And those days now the money has value, not now. Now 50,000 cannot lead you anywhere, you know. So that's how God has, we know him. So he was giving me that 400, not that he has. If he has, he will give, because knowing what I have passed through. But we are paying him 3,000. 3,000. Somebody educated in overseas accountant, you know, they were paying chief accountant. They were paying him 3,000. Until when when he pay him 3,000, give me 400 naira, send school fees for his brothers, then once son, Chinedu, you know, their first son. So he was showing, I didn't mind. So we were managing, but thank God, God was blessing me. The business was booming, like I said, after resigning my job, into drink business and typing, you know, I had a typewriter, I was typing, company bringing. So from there, and then, things were moving fine. Like I said, the children, before they are going back to school, later on, you know, they got admission to university, you know, those the first 2, and then daughter Blessing got admission to university. Like I said, he wanted to do medicine. He was so intelligent. 2 or 3 of them are intelligent, but I think her own IQ is more. Maybe the type of food I ate when I was here in overseas, you know, that kind of thing. But unfortunately, we didn't get the letter in time, we missed it. And then they promised that later on she will, they will, the next following year, she will be given transferred to the Faculty of Medicine. But you know, a good student, when you have a tutor, I mean, the dean of faculty, and then the man in charge refused releasing her, because when you get a brilliant student, they don't like releasing that person, so they didn't release her to go to that Faculty of Medicine the following day. But God continued seeing them through. They were all brilliant. And from there, I was staying at Edimu. At that Edimu, but we bought a land that time. And the people were worrying us, Madam, do something. When they come to my business place, do something to your land. You people do something. I told them, no, that land is not more important than my children. We have 3 children, but then these children are in the university. And then the money, all the important thing is to train them, not the land. After pressurizing us, we decided, me and my husband decided to sell the land, so that when they get after education, they will buy better land than that one. So at that place we was, it was okay. God was seeing us through, and then the business was moving. My husband was working. I didn't mind the salary. I didn't mind how much he was giving, because I knew if he had enough, he would give me, that kind of the education was sharing. He would buy books, and I would buy dresses, pay transport, that kind of. We were sharing, and then we were doing everything. God was in us, and the peace and love was there. So the children were making us proud. They don't. At a stage when I went to, after which I have been transferred from Naraguta Grammar School to Lagos. So in the same school with my son Noble, my only son. So the day I went to visit them, they went to the principal's office. I went to see my children. And they called, what's the name I called? Noble. Uche. Are you the mother of these two? I said yes. They said rare. They are prefects in the school. That it is rare that when you see two children from the same parents being leaders in the school, being prefects in the school, that I'm a lucky woman. I say it's God, not me. The same thing with my daughter Blessing. When he got admission, I told you, at between the age of 9 and 10, they got admission back a federal government school. Federal, which people were using money to look for. But then God, God did it. We didn't use money, but his brilliancy, the intelligence that God gave her, fetch her that admission. Then people say, hey, are we leaving her to that family? I say, well, God is there to protect her. So that's wonderful things God have been doing for us. And then after said and done, later on my husband applied for a house at Ebute Meta, and Lagos too. Then we got his 4-bedroom flat. Then we have to move. That affected my business, because I died my business was really booming, and it's God really, because like I said, I obeyed him. My husband said, look, I finished my youth service, you have to go to Lagos with me. And with faith, I agreed. And that kind of not mind what we are going to face, because I know I have been battling it alone for years. You can imagine, I came back, my children, I put them in elementary school, and then my first son entered secondary school that year. My husband came back, and the girl, Uche, was about in primary 6. Can you tell me how many years I battled alone, going along with my children, and God seeing me through, not looking for brother-in-law, sister-in-law, give me this, give me that. It was only God who was fetching me, and my mother who was on my side all the time. So later on, my husband applied for another accommodation. Then we moved up to Ebute Meta, Glover Street. And then it really affected my business, both my typing, companies that were bringing something for us to type, and the sales of drink was moving. And even at the backyard, I have a poultry. When my son Noble did, because he was doing agri, then he bought some chicken 50, and then I bought him a very big iron cage. So when he finished that one, his practical this thing, then I started using that the cage for poultry business. So the business was numerous, that kind of, the energy was there, I was young, and the children around, those brothers, they were all there, helping. So, and then as well as going to school. So the poultry, the drink business, the typing, and name them. So God was in me, I was making really enough money to sustain the help in the family, not minding the little poor salary of my husband. It was later on, when I did Obasanjo's regime, that increased the senior civil servant salary. Otherwise, it was nothing to write home about. Honestly, at a stage, my children said, if working is like this of my daddy, we will not be civil servant. He made them, even my daughter Uche, my first daughter, when he finished her youth service, they wanted to retain him for teaching at Then she refused. He said they don't pay, my daddy wasn't getting anything, so I don't want to be. She refused. But later on now, when work become rough, we started looking even for the job. So with my that business and God being there for us, we didn't feel it. Then we going to Ebute Meta, like I said, then I have to start the business new again. Looking for a place of business. But for the first time, I started in our house. In fact, to the extent even frying granite, 4 bottles a day, change him. Then children will supply, this with my brother living with me, they will go and supply until my business starts. Then I start to go back to all the companies that were supplying me drinks, start to change my address and all the rest of them. It wasn't easy, but God was there for us. So it was when we were there that my daughter, the blessing, like I said, she got admission. It was schooling at Nsukka, and these other two, my son and Uche, were in different universities. And at a stage during holiday, to tell you what people face, but to which God you overcome. My daughter, we were on holiday, they were on holidays, and then they postponed it, but that time there was strike. They said no school. So the money my husband we held for her school fee, because before she's going, the money must be there.